Hi, everybody. This is Beth De Lima. We are talking about strategies for implementing an integrated medical leave and accommodation management system in your organization. So, last time we spoke, we talked about the recruiting process. What do you do to just lay the groundwork for your potential applicants to understand what all the jobs require from a physical and mental perspective so they can inform you if they're capable of doing those jobs with or without an accommodation? I'm going to show you the employee life cycle again. And where we're at now is we're in the onboarding stage. Once you've gone through the recruiting stage and you've documented for them the essential function of the job, and they got a chance to look at it, and they determined for you and told you that when they were interviewed that they could perform all those functions or let you know what the accommodations were, then you're at the next stage of onboarding. You may have done a hire post-offer testing of some sort, including alcohol testing and blood testing, but we're talking more about physical ability assessments to make sure that those high experience factor workers' comp jobs are being tested by a physical therapist based on your job description. So we know we're not hiring people who can't physically do the job. Or if they need an accommodation, we're identifying that right away because they let us know during the interview process. So the point of showing you is the life cycle for you to understand that there is a piece of the ADA in every part of your employee life cycle through termination. So now we've decided we're going to hire them. They've told us they need an accommodation. We've gone through the physical ability process if required, and we've confirmed that they actually can perform all the essential functions of the job. So you're doing the onboarding process. Now, why would I be talking about the onboarding process when you're talking about medical leaves and accommodations? The issue is this. During onboarding, we want to make sure that employees crystal clear on how to request an accommodation under the ADA, crystal clear how to let us know they need leave for their child, for baby bond, for pregnancy, for their own medical condition that's not related to a work injury, or they have a work injury. Just remember, everybody, once an employee has informed you and you know or should have known there's a potential issue related to their medical condition in the way they perform the functions of their job, you're dealing with a lot of regulations. But the point is, these leaves run concurrently, and oh my goodness, if you don't know now that when work happens, it doesn't protect the job. It doesn't protect the health care. It's not paid by you. It's an insurance company, no fault insurance environment. But it runs concurrent to FMLA if they're eligible. It's going to run concurrent to ADA if they're qualified with a disability. So during the onboarding process, have a good checklist and make sure they have signed off. They have checked the box and put their initials there, that they know how to request an accommodation. My hand is really hurting today and I can't type anymore. They just requested an accommodation or leave under FMLA, which is it? Let's remember, FMLA is leave, ADA is a work regulation. Let's explain that to them when they first start working with us. So there's no question in their mind, no matter what friend of a friend of a friend tells them. When FMLA is ended, ADA begins. ADA is a work regulation, so we'd like to know how they can work when they're in need of an accommodation. And we explain that to them, and I pull the policies out. I show them the leave request forms. I show them medical forms, and I have them sign on the dotted line that they understood how to request leave for their family member, for themselves, or for a baby. And they know how to request an ADA accommodation in every state. So that's part of the onboarding process. And then the last piece that I want to make sure it's still clear has happened during the onboarding process is that the employee is aware of what the challenges are for being a part of this organization. What our policies are that tell them how you are part of the team, and that they know how to ask for these leaves if they need to, or accommodations if they need to, but they also know how to complain if there's a problem. Formally complain if there's a problem. And boy, if you're in the state of California, we just passed the Retaliation Act. You're going to want to look that up. But it basically tells you is please make sure that your performance management system is solid, that your managers are documenting when they counsel somebody the first, the second, the third time. And let's hope they're not doing it more than that without writing somebody out. Because if we're not making clear records of the performance management process at every stage of the employee life cycle, you will not have the documentation that you need to confirm and verify objectively why you implemented that personnel action. So the lesson today was, how do you want? And make sure once you've made that hiring decision, and I talked about that previously, so find that if you haven't watched it yet. Once you've made that hiring decision, how are you educating your employees consistently with everybody all the time, the same way as the standard operating procedure, on how to request leaves, ask for accommodations, complain, and grieve in your workplace? And what will happen when they request that, which includes making it loud and clear. They're solely responsible for all the medical information confirming their need for. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.